Greetings, Explorer families. This is Dr. Ike, the Executive Director of our Westlake Charter School.
And I'm Jessica Block, the K-8 principal.
And I'm Lila McIver, your principal over at Westlake Charter High School.
And I'm Felix Flores, your WAVE president.
And we are your Westlake Weekly podcast team, where once a month we riff through kind of a compact version of all 4 weeklies. We're gonna, start off with some celebrations. We'll celebrate the core value of the month. We'll talk a little of that. Then we'll do a little lightning round through all the upcoming events, and we'll end the way we always end, with ways to get involved with WAVE. Let's do what we do, you guys. Let's celebrate. I mean, just so everybody knows, we are recording at the end of December before we go to break for January's podcast. So if you see me drinking like a holiday mug, it's still in season now, but by the time you get this, it will be out of season. Who's got a celebration? Who wants to kick us off? Anybody want to go first? Felix, I saw you make a face. What do you got, man? What are you celebrating?
Question for the crew. We are going to celebrate the grade level with the most volunteer hours. So, wild guess. Who do you think, which grade has the most hours volunteers logged right now?
Is it kinder?
And we got to vote for kinder.
Third grade.
Third grade, okay.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to go third grade as well. I'm trying to think of where Whitney and Sandra's kids.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up the website and be like, come on, let me look.
Logged hours right now, third grade is leading with 534 hours logged in at 127%, with first grade just reaching their 420 hours at 425. I think for the first time in my presidency, kindergarten is in 4th place.
Come on, Kindergarten.
Typically are usually in 1st or 2nd.
I love it.
Yeah, it goes, I think in rank it goes third grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and now kindergarten is in 4th right now.
I love it. Thank you for bringing us back to the days that we're celebrating the number of hours logged. I know that's a big push for WAVE right now, getting us all to log our hours. And we have some parents on the screen here. We should all log our hours. I think there are, for sure. Yes. Block, you got a celebration for us? What do you got?
I do. I will stick on the parent train. I'm going to celebrate Miss Tang at our high school. She teaches world history and has really inspired my child to have deep conversations about world history and things that, sometimes kids kind of, history is not everyone's favorite. And she has made this connection with the students and passed out little certificates that were personalized and sent pictures. So Ms. Tang is really making world history for our sophomores come alive, and create a lot of excitement around it. And so
yeah, I talked to your student about world history, and she was also telling me about her advanced mathematics course, and I'm like, ooh, she is crushing over at the high school. She's getting some good learning. I love that. Big fan of Mrs. Tang. McIver, you got a celebration you want to bring in?
I'm jumping on the parent train too. I am celebrating 4th grade. I have a 4th grader over at our K-8 campus, and some people may know this, some people may not, that I am an elementary school teacher by training. It's where my heart lies, and 4th grade was one of my favorite grade levels to teach, and so it's such a joy to see my child in 4th grade. She has just a fantastic teacher who is so great with communication, so a shout out to Amy Brown and the whole 4th grade team. I mean, the engagement in the content area in 4th grade, watching her problem solve with fractions and be excited about California history. It has been such a joy. So I'm shouting out the 4th grade team and how wonderful it is to see my student learn.
Okay, is 4th grade at the B Street Theater today, or did I just
They are!
I thought that was today. Yeah, great. What are they seeing at the B Street? Do you know? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yes, they are seeing the B Street Winter Show, which is about local traditions and celebrations.
Oh, yeah, well, kind of goes on the
Sacramento based.
I love it. Goes to the holidays around the world, which is coming up here this week as we record. I just want to celebrate a silly one. It's on the staff side of the house. Over at the high school, the Sunshine team organizes a secret staff Spirit Week, and it's hilarious. So what happens is the note goes out to the staff, the kids don't know about it, and on Monday they're dressed up a day as wear polka dots. Everybody's super chill about it. It seems coincidental. You're like, oh, it feels like everybody's wearing polka dots. Kind of weird. And then Tuesday's a different day. Thursday was wear all black and gray or all muted colors. And so you walk around and at some point the kids start to catch on, yeah, you guys all doing a thing. It was one of the days, I think, band concert. T-shirts. So like everyone's, you got Taylor Swift and Ozzy Osbourne and Sublime, and at that point the kids are like, no, you guys are doing a thing. You guys are doing a thing. This is that secret. I think I love me an inside joke on the kids, and I think the high school staff doing that cracks me up every time. So who organized that last week, McIver? Who was the organizer?
It was the lead, Miss Threadgill, Susie Threadgill. Yep.
Yes, she's awesome. Love me some Threadgill. All right, well that's my celebration. It's just staff, teachers having fun in the holiday spirit. I love it. All right, well let's do what we do and hit some upcoming events for the month of January. Whew, we got a lot on this list, so buckle up, everybody. Here it comes. We're doing the lightning round of upcoming dates. First one up is Monday, December 22nd through Monday, January 5th is winter break. There's no school during those 2 weeks of winter break.
And on Tuesday, January 6th, our students will all return, and it is also the start of the spring semester over at the high school.
And on Thursday, January 8th at 5:30 and 6:30 p.m., we will have our governance committee and board meetings taking place.
Awesome. And then on Friday, January 9th at 8:30 at the K-Date Library, we have a coffee talk. If I could do a half a second pause here, our coffee talks are usually on first Friday, but because we're going to be back, this is now the first Friday of our attendance there. So we wanted that. And then two, we really want to plug that coffee talks are really manifesting into this kind of really, I think, cool inside scoop type of meeting where if you want to know what's going on with the school kind of beyond the weekly, like it's a great place to be.
Yeah, I'm digging the format. Yeah, for sure. Good shout out. That takes us to Tuesday, January 13th at 9 a.m. And again at 6 p.m. is our Westlake Charter High School Perspective Family Tours.
Yeah. And on Wednesday, January 14th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. is the Westlake Charter High School Back to School Night. Second semester back to school night. So.
Yeah, love that.
I'm so excited. On Thursday, January 15th at 9 a.m. and then again in the evening at 6 p.m. we will have our K-8 Perspective Family Tours.
Yep. And then on Monday, January 19th, it's MLK Day. No school. Mark that on your calendar.
That's right. And Tuesday, January 20th, all the way through Friday, January 23rd. So that week is the Great Kindness Challenge.
And then on Wednesday, January 21st at 5:30 p.m. is our K through 8th grade spelling bee.
On Thursday, January 22nd from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. is talent show auditions.
Bring that guitar.
And then at the high school, we have career fair on Thursday, January 22nd from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Now here we go on Friday, January 23rd is a K-8 Spirit Day. It's favorite color day plus Westlake Charter High School Spirit Day, which is grade level color day. So each grade level's got their own color to wear. All right.
And rounding out the month on Saturday, January 31st at 4 p.m. is when our lottery closes.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, get the word out to all your friends and family that the lottery is open and now is the time to apply. We've already had almost 1,000 people apply. But hey, let everybody know. I hate to find out on February 1st that someone's like, oh, I forgot to apply. So please make sure you tell your friends. All right, team, of that long list of things going on in January, what is the one you're either looking forward to most or you think people should like sit up and take notice of? Like, oh, I don't want people to sleep on this one. What is it? What's the one, McIver, what's the one up there you're looking forward to most or you think people should not sleep on?
I am going to go ahead and plug and get excited for our spring back to school night. This is a new model at the high school. We heard from families. We heard from our teachers. Hey, we need with our new semester an opportunity to connect with families, introduce ourselves, talk about our class. So I am so excited that we will be here for a second round of back to school night on Wednesday, January 14th.
Yeah, I feel like I was in a room at the high school at a leadership and with a teacher, I think it might have been Mixon, who said, why don't we just have a second back to school night? And it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It only makes sense. Felix, what about you? What are you looking forward to, man?
I have to say talent show auditions. My daughter, when she was in kindergarten, was one of 2 kindergartners that did it in her kindergarten year. She got sick last year, and so this has literally been on our calendar for almost a year of waiting for the talent show to come back. So
love it. Can you tell us about the talent, or we have to come to the show to see?
I think she would kill me if I
Yep.
put it out there. But yeah, just like she's been practicing.
Yeah, I love it. Can't wait. Block, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think I will shout out one. So school is closed on January 5th, but our base program will be open on Monday, January 5th. So if you're like, I'm going back to work, our base program will be open on January 5th for all students.
Why is school closed on the 5th for those who don't know?
Yeah, so we have, our board has said, hey, our students and our staff are going to go out on winter break, and we want our staff to rest, recharge, and not have to do all the things that teachers always do on break. It's the copying, the printing, and the moving your things around and prepping. And so teachers have that as an optional work day. So you'll see teachers coming in and working in their classrooms and getting everything ready to kick off the new year. And so we are so excited that we have that opportunity as a day. But we've also heard from our families that, hey, that's a day that we aren't normally off work. So our base program will be open.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's a great shout out to the board. I mean, I do feel like if you know a teacher in your life, they probably grade some papers over winter break. And our board said, please don't grade papers over winter break. We'll give you a paid day on the 5th to come and love that. And then I'm gonna say, hey, don't sleep on the lottery. It closes on January 31st. I'm telling you, if you have a child here and you have a sibling who's like 4 years old and coming here next year, you gotta apply. Make sure you get your application in, because once that thing closes on the 31st, it's like a vault. And it's heartbreaking when someone walks in here and goes, I forgot to apply. It's just heartbreaking. So please get the word out there. Our application season's open. It's a 2-minute application. Get that turned in before the 31st. All right. Hey, what do you got? What do you got in the tank for the core value of the month? The core value of the month is the month of inquiry. I'd love to hear, what does that make you think? What does that make you appreciate or understand about our program? What's some peek behind the curtain of how that manifests here at school, or what's an inquiry that you just want to celebrate? Anybody got one that comes to mind as we kind of teach the listeners about the month of inquiry and how we look at that? Okay, are you making a gesture? Yeah, take it. What do you got?
I'm going to jump in. I am going to celebrate our teacher professional development. I think it's so important that we talk about, all of our students release at 1:30 on Wednesday, and there's really a reason behind it. And all of our teachers get together to really engage in learning. And it's a cycle of inquiry and learning. So here at the high school, we are finishing up professional development on instructional design. And I know over at the K-8, some of those teachers were engaging in instructional design, as well as a piece on literacy and some math also. And so we're going to head into the spring semester and do another round of series to really share best practices, learn as professionals. But it is so incredible. We talk about, engaging our students in inquiry, but I just want to celebrate all of our teachers and their professionalism and their commitment to learning and engaging in inquiry also.
I love that. It's just a quick nugget on the core values themselves. And there are 10 core values at Westlake Charter School. We always talk about the balance between academic and social emotional learning. What is social emotional learning? At Westlake, we're 10 months in the school year with these 10 core values. And once per month, we're these are the pieces that we're trying to say. If you were to graduate from our high school after going here since kindergarten, you would be inquisitive and respectful and seek excellence and be globally aware. And so each of these core values, we think, are building blocks for a global citizen. And this whole thing about inquiry, the definition for us for self-awareness is seeking areas of self-improvement or areas to improve. And, as a school, we're going through a strategic planning process right now, really asking ourselves, holding up the mirror, what are we doing well? What can we do better? What's an area of improvement for our school? So I think we have an inquisitive mindset, or we value inquiry just as a community. So I'm digging that. Felix, you got one about inquiry you want to throw out there?
I'll connect the dots here. I think for WAVE particularly, we do surveys and try to get feedback on how we can improve. And then obviously people, tell us on the way picking up our kids or say, hey, why don't you try this out? And sometimes my first response is you should join a planning committee. You should be involved. Let's get you in there. However, I think in the last few months, and this came up with the decision in December, is that we decided to create kind of an open forum planning committee meeting, or planning meeting, I should say. And we're going to test that out in January. And I'll give the date when we talk about the wrap up of just inviting people who just want to come in and sit in for 4 seconds and say, hey, I think there should be more cupcakes at dessert walk. Great. That we wanted to hear that? No. And so this is our chance to figure out how we can improve and how we can solve different problems out there and allowing folks to have an on-ramp without feeling they have to take on a leadership position right away.
Yeah, it's inquiry. You're basically asking, hey, tell us about cupcakes. Yeah, I love that. Love that. Yeah, Block, want to bring us home on inquiry?
Yeah, I will. I will focus on the digital citizenship piece. I was in an 8th grade classroom, and they were starting their whole unit on persuasive writing and evaluating, and the teachers were using commercials for the students to say, hey, I'm evaluating. Are they convincing me? Are they using facts to convince me? Are they using hyperbole? And so they were really getting into this piece. So when they are looking up things online and to try to use to persuade, how do they identify those high quality sites and ones that are using facts and evidence as opposed to just opinions and things like that? So it was the kids enjoyed watching commercials. One of the kids said, oh, I saw the beginning of this commercial, but I usually just skip it. But they're like, watch the whole thing. But so they were able to evaluate claims that they were going to then have to do later. So that is an inquiry when they're learning how to write persuasive and persuade people on what they think should happen, as 8th graders often do.
It's a valuable skill in 2025. I mean, the commercial, the commercials are coming out as quick. All right, well, let's wrap the show with the best part of the show, which is ways to get involved with WAVE, with our amazing WAVE president, Felix Flores. WAVE, or Felix, what are some ways to get involved with WAVE this month?
Yeah, so while there's a lot going on in January, I would say and behind the scenes, this is actually the time of year where we start to really plan for the following school year. So we try to get as much into kind of position for planning before the election so that anyone who's coming in has an idea what's going to be coming up in the next school year itself. And so we're doing early budget planning. We're doing some planning meetings, as I mentioned. We'll put that in the weekly so people can attend that as well. We also have a social mixer that's on January 23rd. That's almost planned out at Friends over here in Natomas. So we're going to just get a chance for parents to get to meet each other and hang out. We're working really hard to land a high school coffee talk in January, maybe February, depending on kind of what the availability, of school and resources look like for there. But yeah, at this point right now, I would say attend the events. We've got trivia night, family dance, the mixer all coming up in the first 2 or 3 months. And just, and then help us kind of plan for next year as we're starting to get our ideas going in. For anyone who wants to get involved this year, again, we've got our volunteer signups ready to go.
I love it. All right. Well, that wraps it up with ways to get involved with WAVE. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you out there in the podcast this year for following along with the Westlake Weekly Podcast. Thanks for doing what you do. And as always,
let's explore.